300 episodes. We're pretty proud to be able to celebrate that milestone with you. But what may surprise some of you is the sheer amount of work that goes into creating each and every show. Reporter Sharon Alseth gives us an inside look at how an episode of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman comes together.
Section of Jeff. And dissolve a Q in. Ready, steady.
Hello and welcome to this.
Every time I tell somebody I'm a TV producer, they say, so what is that?
Let's put 2 in Q, please. 2 in Q.
A TV producer is like a manager of a television show. So we're writers, we're coordinators. We kind of try to make it all come together in one pretty piece, hopefully. So that's what I think people need to know, is that Cattleman to Cattleman is really a process, and every week, day in, day out, we talk about content, we talk about the stories we want to tell, we talk about where we need to go to tell those stories, and then how to bring them all together.
It seems simple. Create an hour-long TV show for beef cattle producers. But when you go behind the scenes, you get an inside look at the hard work it takes to execute the program each week.
Stand by, Beal.
Stand by.
Ahead on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Thank you.
I think people underestimate what it takes to do television. On any given show, we'll have anywhere from 15 to 20 people involved in just making that one show. So it's very complicated, but if we don't take ourselves too seriously, we can have a lot of fun every time we do the show.
It does take a small village to put this whole show together. We have crew in Indianapolis, we have crew in Denver, we have several different offices, we have the folks in DC, of course, and they really help us craft these stories on the political aspect of things.
From shooting and writing to editing and studio work, it takes a large group of dedicated people to make it all happen.
Television is an interesting business. What you see on the set is probably a minor part of really what's going on with the host and the guest and all that. But there's a whole production crew behind that. You have to write the script, you have to arrange the guest, and you have to physically use the technology to get this on the air. So there's a whole army of people behind Cattleman to Cattleman that get it on the air every week.
We've got a wonderful staff, and I think the quality of stories that we're able to get, the professionalism of this set is incredible. We've obviously grown the show from an original 30-minute show to an hour show that's allowed us to do a lot more and run longer stories, and I think provide more education and content.
As the show began to grow, so did the team. Baxter Communications started working with the Cattleman to Cattleman crew in January of 2008 and quickly became an integral part of the show's success. Today, they're the program's main photographers and video editors.
We do a lot of time out in the field, going to farms and ranches, visiting with cattle producers, interviewing them about what they do. We gather those stories all across the country. We bring them back to our offices in Indianapolis, and then a Cattleman to Cattleman person writes a script, and we help to put that story together. So we go out in the field, gather the story, bring it back home, edit it together, and then it comes here to Denver and to the Comcast facility where the studio puts the final show together before it airs on our FDTV.
The content of each episode is carefully chosen, and it's something the entire team discusses in great detail when planning a show.
I think you can talk about trade, I think you can talk about Capitol Hill, I think you could talk about animal health. Producers today are frankly juggling a lot of challenges, and we really try to address all of those challenges in the shows we present each week.
The stories that we capture aren't stories that people get to hear and see about on a daily basis. I try to keep in mind that everybody has a unique story, everybody has a story to tell, and we have a unique opportunity in the beef industry to reach farmers and ranchers that may not otherwise have the opportunity to hear those stories.
We have a responsibility to give people the education, the information, and hopefully sometimes a little entertainment that they're looking for, because people have a lot of options. And the fact that some people trade an hour of their time a week to sit down by their TV or behind their computer and watch this show, that's really rewarding to me, but it's a huge, huge responsibility. And I hope we can continue fulfilling their expectations of us.
But the show wouldn't exist without the hard work and dedication of one very special group of people, and that, of course, is our sponsors.
We work with our sponsors on new products that they might have coming out or subject matters that they want to focus on, and we travel all over the country shooting with farmers and ranchers and getting stories from them and learning about how they utilize those products on their operation.
Getting out on the ranch, talking to the ranchers, getting their story, seeing how we've been able to help them become more sustainable in their operations is always the best part of the whole program.
I'm never happier than when I'm out on a ranch or a farm, talking to producers, riding around on a four-wheeler, going out and getting stories. And I always want to honor those producers in the stories that we tell and kind of bring their story home to viewers who maybe can't go to Idaho or Florida or Georgia or wherever it is we happen to be.
Reporting from the Comcast studios in Denver, Colorado, I'm Sharon Alseth for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
This show wouldn't be possible without the hard work, dedication of so many people. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you for your support for all 300 episodes, and we look forward to 300 more.